Hey, it's Ashley from Westcott, and today I'm going to show you how I created this mirrored lighting effect entirely in camera and why it did not work the first time I tried it. This idea actually started about 5 years ago. I was playing around in the studio and I discovered this lighting technique where if you shine a light through the center of a handmade mirror prism, the light reflects in all directions and creates this really cool mirrored triangle pattern on the wall and on the subject. At the time, I was pretty happy with the results, and the video is still out there if you want to watch it, but looking back, I see a lot of opportunities where I could have pushed the concept a little bit further. One of the biggest problems was the pattern looked way better in person than it did in the photos, and a big reason for that was my placement. My subject was too close to the background, so you never really got to see the full effect of the mirror. And looking back at it, the edges of the pattern were a lot more interesting than where I put my subject, which is right in the center. Another issue was sharpness. The edges of the triangle were softer than I wanted. During that original shoot, I tried to fix this by switching from a strobe to a speed light, and using the zoom feature to narrow the beam angle. And I also shot at f18 to try to get the background as crisp as possible, and that definitely helped, but the problem was still there. So I decided to revisit this concept with 5 more years of lighting and photography experience to see if I could finally nail it. Before the shoot, I came to the studio to test a few things. I rebuilt my mirror prism, which honestly is just 3 mirrors gaff taped together, and started testing with a FJ400 II Strobe. The first problem was an easy fix. I simply needed to move my subject further away from the backdrop so I could see more of the pattern. While testing, I also discovered that if I placed the light mirrors facing straight up instead of pointing at the model, I got a much more dynamic pattern. The triangle started smaller and spread out across the background, which immediately looked a lot more interesting. With the light in position, I took my first test shot, and once again the triangles were soft in the photo, even though in person they looked super crisp. That's when I stopped and asked myself, what is the difference between what I'm seeing in camera and what is being captured? The answer is the light source. The Mayan lamp on the FJ400 version 2 is a COB LED chip, which is much smaller and has a more controlled beam angle, but the flash itself uses an omega flash tube which spreads light out in all directions. Normally this is a good thing because it fills modifiers more evenly and avoids hotspots, but in this case I need a very controlled beam of light. This gave me 2 possible solutions. The first option was to keep using the FJ400 version 2 and add an optical spot. The optical spot would let me focus the beam and have complete control of the shape of the light, but it would have worked perfectly. But the downside was I would need to raise the mirrors up to use it, which would push the mirror pattern higher on the wall, and I really wanted that pattern to be as low as possible. So I went with my second option, which is actually a much easier solution. I would simply just switch to using a constant light source. I swapped the FJ400 version 2 for an L120-B. The LED chip in the L120-B is very similar to my lamp that I was already seeing, just a little bit more powerful. I immediately knew it would give me crisp mirrored patterns that I wanted. Once all the troubleshooting was done, I knew the actual shoot would go much smoother. On the day of the shoot, everything came together easily, which is exactly what I wanted. I rebuilt the setup exactly how I had tested it, with the mirrored prism and the L120-B in the same position. Because I had already worked through the problems ahead of time, I wasn't guessing or tweaking things constantly. For this subject, I added a second L120-B as my main light, and I kept the modifier smaller so the light stayed higher in the frame and visually matched the pattern behind her. I used a 24-inch rapid box beauty switch with a silver interior to help keep the light punchy and complement the reflective wardrobe. I mounted it to an easy boom so I could quickly boom it overhead and make fast, easy adjustments. And I added a grid to this light just to keep things clean. I didn't want any spill hitting the background and washing out the mirrored pattern. I then added 2 rim lights, and for this I used the Ice Light version 3 and kept it on the daylight color temperature, around 5600, just to complement all the existing light in the scene. Because the wardrobe was reflective, the rim lights made a big impact. Before I started shooting, I locked in my camera settings. I used shutter speed 1/100th of a second, which is fast enough to freeze my model while still working well with the constant lights. I set my aperture to f4, and I could have gone with a smaller aperture to try to keep the background even more sharp and crisp, but at 70mm, f4 was giving me enough details while still separating the subject from the background. And for ISO, I landed at ISO 800. This gave me a good balance of exposure without pushing things too far. Once everything was set, I could actually just enjoy shooting. I wasn't fighting this up and making big lighting changes. I could focus on directing and posing and making small refinements. And for a few shots, I also threw in a star filter just to exaggerate the highlights and push the reflective look just a little bit further. And honestly, that's my biggest takeaway from this whole shoot. Taking the time to test things before the shoot makes the shoot day a lot more enjoyable, and you get to focus on creating instead of troubleshooting. And if you ever tried a lighting idea and felt like it almost worked but not quite, do not give up on it. Revisit it. A lot of concepts don't need to be reinvented, they just need a little bit more intention and control. This mirror prism idea is the perfect example of that. It's the same concept but with better execution and way stronger results. And if you found this video helpful, drop me a comment below and let me know what ideas you have tried before and want to revisit. As always, thank you for watching.